Living in the middle of nowhere as a kid is an absolute death sentence to your dream of growing up into a functional adult. Your peers, who you could learn any social skills with, live far away, and you're always dependent on your parents to get anywhere. And what if your parents happen to be basket cases who made stupid choices and then end up being absolute lunatics when you need anything on top of food and shelter? That's right, you can say goodbye to a normal life. Which is partially why I was completely smitten with this schoolgirl as a teenager just because she happened to be friendly towards me. Of course, that whole thing was absolutely one-sided, and it only made me more bitter towards humanity that to this day seems to toy with my sanity. But living in a countryside, even if a house that you like there happens to be affordable due to an economic depression or something, is guaranteed to fuck up your children for life if they're still babies or toddlers. And no, don't bother telling your made-up success stories to quote-unquote debunk my conclusions unless you somehow can see inside my fucking brain and take every fucking factor into account. I'm fucking tired of well-intentioned assholes preaching me about how they fucking made it, despite the fact that none of them are in the autism spectrum like me. Oh sure, you might have the paradise-like scenery around you compared to cities where most people live. But here's the thing. Wildlife won't tell you how to do your taxes or find a girlfriend. In this day and age, you just have to choose between having a normal life and being surrounded by nature. People live in cities where they most likely burn themselves out, getting stupid degrees, hating men, making out, falling in love with drug dealers and all that. But let's be honest, even bad company is better than no company whatsoever. Even if you end up kissing and making out with absolute fucktards, you'll at least collecting sob stories that are more likely to buy you relationships than a story of never having found love because you grew up in a fucking countryside. Most people have no fucking idea of the hell of being surrounded by everything than members of the human species. You're well aware that life is passing you by, yet there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, and just wait until you finally get out of that death trap your parents set for you by moving to the countryside to begin with. Then you get to rot in another death trap that's surrounded by people who will never get you because you involuntarily had to waste your crucial years by making the best of having your life passing you by. It's basically like having spent the most important part of your life in prison and then trying to act as if you could just compensate for the lost time. And another thing, the fucking power outages. When you live in a rural area where the electricity comes to your home via pole lines, be ready to give up on any entertainment whenever the wind increases to the storm levels. Trees will fall on the power lines, and before you know it, you'll spend quite a time with no TV, and in the worst case, your refrigerated food will spoil prematurely. And if you get the kind of storm that we had back in December 2011, you could as well go back to the fucking Stone Age. Thank God the area where I get to live nowadays has the power lines underground, so that not every fucking wind gust drops you into darkness for who knows how long. And that, in addition to every goddamn factor I've talked about so far, is the reason why I won't move to a countryside even if you paid me. But then again, I might change my mind if I could afford some big-ass generators to keep things running for an entire week if necessary. No, make that a fucking month. And for real, if money wasn't a limiting factor, I could as well build my final home deep underground so that I wouldn't even need a fucking air conditioner anymore. And when I was at the point of near death, I could document the fuck out of my life so that whoever ends up getting my corpse out gets to know what a fucking hell my life was thanks to this sanctimonious country known as Finland. Sure, Finland might have been a paradise for the mouth breather majority that's got to stomp on autistic people like me with no consequences, but I fucking loathe the whole Finnish culture thanks to what it has left for me. Finland is a failed state, UK is a failed state, US is a failed state, and my fate is a proof that the human species was a fucking mistake on God's part. So fuck everything and everybody, and bye for now.